Howdy everyone, it's Sam. I hope you're doing really well. If you're new around here, I hope I can get you to consider liking the content and subscribing to the channel. And if you are a regular around these here parts, thank you very much for the continuous support. Firstly, I just want to say apologies to Hold the Ball. I said that I was going to be on his channel last night for a watch along for the Cowboys versus Knights, and I gave him a bit of time ahead to let him know that I wasn't able to join him. But he was really gracious, and he had a great stream as well, so thank you to Hold the Ball, and I can definitely join him and expect me to do some more content with Hold the Ball for the rest of 2022 and beyond. And to you, the viewer, I've consistently done match reviews or Cowboys match reviews almost immediately to give a fresh reaction, but just life got in the way, and it happened to the Cowboys last night, life getting in the way at halftime. But as you do, to be successful and to become stronger, you kick life in the arse and then you shift it out to the side, and that's exactly what North Queensland did last night. They were down at halftime against Newcastle and they came back and won 36 points to 16, executing a great second half, 24 points to 0 over the Newcastle Knights. Tom Dearden's try in the second minute came because of Newcastle giving away a penalty in the very first set of the game, and I thought it was a fair try. If it was a Melbourne Storm player that scored a similar try that Tom Dearden did, I would have been happy with it. I genuinely believe that momentum was the main reason why he eventually got that ball over the chalk. And then the first try for Newcastle Knights came about because Drinkwater dropped a pretty good bomb in the end, and from a scrum-based play, Ponga just whipped it out to Dominic Young, and Dominic Young scored in about the 10th or 11th minute. Then Cowboys scored the next try with Drinkwater floating a great ball over the top of Edric Lee, and if you can do that, you're doing something fantastic. Went over the top of Edric Lee into Kyle Felt's lap, and Kyle Felt, with the know-it-all and being a veteran himself, from the edge of the paddock, made sure that it was pretty much underneath the post by the time he planted the ball down in the try line area. So the Cowboys were up 12 points to 4. And then the Newcastle Knights went bang bang pretty much in the final 10 15 minutes of the first half. The Newcastle's second try came off a great little grubber that bounced into the goalpost pads from Kalen Ponga, and then it bounced into Saifidi's lap, and he scores. And then just 6 agains. There was just a roll-on of 6 agains and penalties for the Newcastle Knights. So some ordinary discipline from North Queensland, and there was just a bit too much momentum behind Newcastle come halftime. And then I believe it was Chris Randall that scooted over pretty much, or not scooted over, but just barged his way over to take the lead. 16 points to 12 at halftime, and I called it last week. I've been telling everyone that I know that they've gone up to Darwin, North Queensland Cowboys, and yes, they've won 13 plus, but it was a really hard-earned 13 plus and energy-zapping win for the Cowboys over the Eels last week. And I was anticipating, maybe I was stealing myself a better word, to say that I think Cowboys are going to be a little bit off their game tonight. I just feel it, and unfortunately that first half did eventuate the way it did. It's a great win in the end over the Newcastle Knights, but it is disappointing that the Cowboys only allowed 2 tries on them over the past 2 weeks, and the Newcastle Knights hadn't scored a try at all over the past 2 weeks. And then Newcastle scored 3 tries to 2 in that first half, and it was like bugger. And let alone that North Queensland Cowboys executed 89-90% completion rates up in Darwin, sticky, humid old Darwin. And then that first half, they were pretty ordinary with that ball. They must have knocked on six odd times just in that first half, and let alone a couple of other areas in that second half too. But the second half eventuated, and the Cowboys just, it looked scrappy, but I think it was all part of the game plan. Chad Townsend with 4 try assists, and one of them coming with a scrappy old kick over the top, and Murray Tuolangi just wanting the ball more and scoring the first try of the second half for North Queensland. And then back-to-back sets occurred where on the last tackle, Ruben Cotter found himself with a pill and he said no, chucked it out to Drinkwater, and Drinkwater gave it out to Val, who then just scooped it up with the one hand, if you don't mind, whipped it out to Murray Tuilagi. And Murray Tuilagi, man, I thought he had a really strong game last night too. Then chucked it back on the inside for Valentine Holmes, and he goes besides the post, and all of a sudden, within the blink of an eye, the Cowboys are up 24 points to 16. You little bloody beauty. And then about at the 59th minute, I dare say, Kyle Felt jumps up for a kick from Chad Townsend, I'm pretty sure it was, bats it back for Nanai, and he zigs and zags rather bloody beautifully, just quietly, and goes over for Cowboys' third try of the second half. And then just the Newcastle Knights, the fourth try that they let in was just, they were exhausted, weren't they? Because Hylam Lukey, you saw the big bugger come in for a Chad Townsend bomb, and Hylam Lukey just said, get the bloody hell out of my way. And boy, he's such an imposing figure for such a young man. And I'm so glad we've got him signed up for the next few years too. So essentially North Queensland, well not essentially, North Queensland did beat the Newcastle Knights by 13 plus in the end, by 20 odd points that Mr. Z-Tank99 did predict correctly. 36 points to 16. A lot of people are giving Chad Townsend deserved raps after last night. Me personally, while I do think he was pretty bloody good, I don't think he was my man of the match. So my man of the match in bronze medal, I thought Reece Robson kicked all sorts of ass last night, man. Game high 46 tackles as well. He ran the ball out of dummy half more times than I think he's done all year. And some people have said that he ran the ball too much. I think that's sort of the little bit of zip that maybe he was missing from his game plan recently. I liked what he did last night, Reece Robson, a hell of a lot, man, a hell of a lot. And my silver medal goes to Chad Townsend for sure. 4 try assists, and he just didn't shut up all game. And the scenes to start off the contest, or just before the contest as well, where he came out with his family with the pyro going off in the background, was sensational stuff. And Chad Townsend did himself, did the club, did his family, did everybody proud last night. I would give him my silver medal, but my gold medal would have to be Ruben Cotter. I think he made 40 odd tackles, but the key in that is that he didn't miss any tackles. He ran for over 120 meters off the top of my head. And just what I liked about it too is that while he got a little bit less involved towards the end of the contest, you could see him really becoming that lock link-up player where he was in between Townsend and Dearden, or vice versa. And he was responsible for being that bloke that gets it out to the other side of the paddock. So there was a little bit of ball playing there from Ruben Cotter that started to cause sorts of havoc for the Newcastle Knights. And I'll say this as well, as respectfully as I can, if the Cowboys actually started or had more, started better or had more energy, were a little bit more precise with their ball handling, I think Cowboys had an opportunity to hit maybe 44 points last night, maybe score a couple more tries, and even go within a sniff of scoring half a century against the Newcastle Knights. Full credit to the Newcastle Knights though, because I believe they ended up completing better, or just about, than the North Queensland Cowboys did. Kalen Ponga worked hard in that first half, but they were just trounced by a Cowboys side. And this is the most impressive part for me. They were trounced by a Cowboys side that went into halftime down, and they knew what they had to do. And they came out and they did what was needed. And that's a sign of evolution from that club underneath Todd Payton, who just must be smiling like a Cheshire cat on the inside after all the gob he copped last year in 2021. So that's my quick reaction and review of Cowboys' win over the Knights last night. It's a good win in the end. It was an unfortunate first half, and it is disappointing that the Newcastle Knights were able to score 3 tries against the Cowboys. And considering how bad their attack's been, and considering how brilliant Cowboys' defense has been, it was a little bit disappointing, but to know that we won 36-16 and to know that there is still improvement in that club, especially knowing the next 3 weeks we've got ahead of us. Oh boy, get ready. A lot is going to be revealed about the Cowboys over the next 3 weeks, that's for sure. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be doing a live chat, live preview of the West Tigers versus North Queensland Cowboys for Magic Round on Tuesday night with All Out Champa and Nick from Australia. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a really cool stream. And then tomorrow night, I'm going to be doing a Wobble and Jaw episode about expansion. So I hope you all can join me, and I'll talk to you all later. Happy Mother's Day, by the way. Adios.